Hey, Josh and Luke at Arcus Gaming in downtown Dalton, Georgia. We are going to be trying to do a game for you guys with Grey Knights versus Dark Angel Successors. I'll be doing Grey Knights. Luke here will be doing Dark Angels. We went ahead and rolled for turn and skipped deployment because that may be the most boring part. Luke, you got first turn. Go ahead and make it.
Alrighty then. I will go up from 10 CP to 11 CP. And then in my command phase, I will give my intercessors from my chapter master the reroll hit rolls ability.
Okay.
And then I believe my litanies. I will roll for.
You definitely want those.
Yes. I will roll for first my recitation of focus. I need a 3 on this on a 6-sided dice. I got 1. I do not get it. We will next try for Catechism of Fire. Need a 3. I got a 1 again. Wonderful start.
Good game.
All right. I believe that is the end of my command phase. On to
Hey, Josh and Luke.
So we will start by going over here. We're just going to do this. Move these intercessors up a little bit.
Powerful thing. Powerful.
I'm trying not to break this. We'll move him up
Yes,
behind.
these are all my models. So
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never
They
know.
are.
I had assumed. I'll move these intercessors up. Just behind these intercessors up a little bit.
Powerful.
Along with
Powerful.
I'm trying not to break this. We'll move him up
Yes,
behind.
these are all my models.
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never
They
know.
are.
I had assumed. I'll move these intercessors up. Move these intercessors up a little bit. Leave those gentlemen back there.
Powerful.
Along with
Powerful. You want to leave
I'm
that
trying
up
not to break
there?
this up. Move him up
Yes,
behind.
these are all my models.
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never
They
know.
are.
I had assumed. I'll move these intercessors up. Move these intercessors up a little bit. Leave those gentlemen back there. Along with I'm trying to break this up.
Yes, these are all my models.
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never
They
know.
are.
I had assumed. I'll move these intercessors up. Move these intercessors up a little bit. Leave those gentlemen back there. Along with I'm trying to break this up.
Yes, these are all my models.
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never know. I had assumed. I'll move these intercessors up. Move these intercessors up a little bit. Leave those gentlemen back there. Along with I'm trying to break this up.
Yes, these are all my models.
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never know. I had assumed. I'll move these
I like it already.
intercessors up a little bit. Leave those gentlemen back there. Along with I'm trying to break this up.
Yes, these are all my models.
Yes, I know.
I would feel away.
And it was also the movement trays I was also not trying to damage. They don't feel fragile, but you never know.
That is greater than 12 inches away from you receives the benefit of light cover. And if they are already receiving it, such as these fine gentlemen, as they will come up, I receive the benefit of dent, which means you have -1 to hit.
Awesome.
However, this handsome man right here does not have it, but I do get a +1 to my save.
Awesome.
So that will take me back down to my 2-up save. So,
wonderful.
And I roll a 2 on the money. Perfect.
Well, that was a pretty poor crack grenade, if you ask me.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was pretty cool too,
Yeah.
up until you saved it.
Yes, I have a bias, I'm afraid.
All right, now we will just go into the 5 shots from their bolt rifles.
Okay.
We are hitting on 3s here, re-rolling all hit rolls thanks to the chapter master.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 3 hits out of 5, wounding on 5.
Do you want to re-roll those?
I do, because I already forgot.
No worries.
There we go.
Fine. You only keep one of them.
That's fair. But
Oh.
now we're wounding on 5.
Yes, because that is a strength 4 bolter.
Yes,
and
it is.
Toughness 6.
And I got a whopping 1 out of 4.
Oof.
No re-roll wound rolls from on that side. That side might be a little better.
If I recall, that is minus 1 AP from the
Yes.
bolt rifle.
It is just the normal loadout bolt rifle.
And as I covered maybe a little too long with Tide of Shadows, I get a +1 to my save, so 2 of them. And that is a 4.
Alrighty then.
I'm tanking this. Let's go.
I know. It is a little depressing. Let's see here. Next up, I think we will move on to, if I can, I'm not sure, they are in range. My aggressors here, they are not. So, we
Maybe
will
you
move.
should have advanced those boys since they're packing assault weapons.
I should have.
Yeah.
But I think next we will go ahead and use the powerful dreadnought that is there in the back and explain how this large piece of cover works.
Yeah, so that's going to be acting as a dense ruins, not obstructing, which means that it is not going to break line of sight, but you are going to take a penalty to hit me, which, in my humble opinion, is great.
I figured you would say that. So, I think if I can get this 24 inches off real quick.
Okay.
I cannot. So,
I think you might be only able to get me with the macroplasma.
I believe you are correct. And just because, since it's the first time I'm actually using a Redemptor Dreadnought with macroplasma, we're going to supercharge it.
Perfect. And you have a little bit of protection because this successor chapter is running with a 5-up fill note panning against mortal wounds, which means that before you wouldn't get to make any kind of save on this. You actually have a chance of avoiding damage if you roll once.
Awesome. So we are also just declaring it into this Dreadnought as well.
That is perfectly fair.
And it is a heavy D3s, and we got a 1 on the die.
That is a D6. Heavy D6.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. It sure is. You're probably looking at it.
I was looking at the Icarus rocket pod.
But
That's
one
silly
shot
of
is one
me.
shot.
Yes, one shot is one shot. So now we are
Unless
hitting.
You want to CP it.
I will CP reroll that, taking my CP from 11 to 10 and trying again. Trying again. And that's 4. We'll take 4 over 1 any day.
Absolutely. Give me ones, Luke. Give me ones.
You know what? I don't want to hear it from you. Let's
Fair
see
enough.
here. Hitting on 4s, normally 3s, but since the cover is there,
Absolutely.
we get 2 and 1.
1.
So that is a mortal wound. We will deal with that later.
That is perfectly fair.
So we will go ahead and do the damage on this. So we will roll my strength versus his toughness, which is 9 because of the supercharged toughness of
6.
All right, so we're wounding on 3, and we get 2 1s. Not good start. So now we will deal with that mortal wound.
Man. So you're looking for 5s.
And I need a 5 up, and I got a 4. So my
No.
poor dreadnought goes from 13 wounds to 12.
Yep.
And we'll just set those right here as an indicator.
Oh, that is brutal.
Yes. Poor start.
Could
Now
be
we're going to
better.
Now we're going to change targets. We're going to use those heavy intercessors in front of the Redemptor to try to take down these Terminators sitting here on this point.
Okay.
We will be taking that -1 to hit, but that's okay.
I believe you're also rerolling ones with bolter weapons.
I am indeed, because of my Bolter Fusillade from the successor chapter's custom chapter list. These are the Executor bolt rifles, 42-inch heavy 1. So just 1 shot per, but they're big boys.
I'd say they're gonna hurt.
So hitting on 4s, normally 3s. Reroll 1s, thankfully. There we go.
Okay.
We'll take 3 rather than 2.
So 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot worse.
It's average.
Yeah.
And we are wounding on, I believe, 3s. Or your Terminators T5.
No, they are T4, so you are going to be winning on 3s.
Alrighty then. Let's see what we are working with.
Unfortunately.
All 3 of them hit a 3, a 5, a 5, and a 4.
Okay. What was the AP on that?
The AP on this is -2 for 2 damage.
Okay.
-3 because of the Devastator Doctrine.
Yeah. So I'm going to get a +1 to my save for the light cover that I'm behind. So that's going to take it down to -2. So I have 3 4-up saves from my base of 2.
Give me something.
I make 2 of them on the 4 on the money, and I fell 1 at 2.
All right.
So
that puts a Terminator down to 1.
1 wound, yeah.
All right. We will take that.
Hey, that's not nothing. These boys are tough.
All right. And then, unfortunately, these Assault Intercessors are melee, so they can't really do anything at this moment.
Hey, they're sitting pretty, though.
They're sitting pretty, and hopefully do not get picked off by these 3 large walkers. Next up, we are going to go for these Inceptors. We're going to aim at this Dreadnought. They also have plasma, so I think we're going to be a little risky again.
God, they're so expensive, though.
Yes, they are. 60 points.
60 points a model. So much.
And if I'm not correct, since they have 2 plasmas,
They're running 2d3 each, I believe.
All right, so we'll just roll these each separately, or would you rather prefer?
Just roll them all at once. Like, should be 63 shots, I'm thinking. And you said you're going to dump it into that Dreadnought there?
Yes, supercharged.
Be careful. This was going to blow up models if you get it.
I know, but we're here to roll dice.
That is 100% true. All right.
All right, so that is 1, 2, that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. We got 14 shots on these plasma Inceptors.
I only feel good about it because there is a good chance that you're going to roll some 1s.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, you know me. 1s are my best friends, but I don't need them to be today.
I was about to say, maybe you've gotten your 1s out of your system. You've had a pretty early start with them.
Let's hope so. And we got 1, 2, 1 so far.
Oh,
so
that is. And you can't CP reroll it because you've already done it on the number of shots on the Redemptor.
That is correct.
So that is 2 models.
Yes, and we are looking for 3s to hit here, which is what I rolled for just now. But that is still a healthy model with 1 wound left. But we so far
all of these are they do not die until the end of these shootings. So all of these shots still happen. They just blow up with it.
Wonderful. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that have hit, and these are strength 8. So we are wounding on 3s here.
That's true.
And that's 2 1s, but 1 4, 2 4s, 4 5s, and 1 6. That is AP -3.
How many wounding hits was that total?
5.
My goodness. Need you to knock it off with the 1s, though, Luke.
Hey, listen.
That is going to be 5 4-ups for me because that is going to my invulnerable save.
Need you fail some of these, buddy.
I only make 2 of them, a 6 and a 4, so that is 3 fails.
All right, and that is 6 damage, 2 apiece from each of the shot.
I think I'm going to try and CP one of these. CP reroll. Give me a 4.
And that's one of those ones.
They're contagious, man. You're
Yes,
giving them
they
to me.
are.
So that's 6 damage. Fortunately, this big boy does not bracket until he goes below 7. And that is exactly where you put it. All right. There we go.
All righty then. And I do believe...
Take out those 2 models.
That is right. That is right. They are 2 damage apiece.
Yep.
I forgot to roll my feel no pain.
No, they do not deal mortal wounds. They just blow up the Model 1 infantry, which is a rule that I don't like. And Games Workshop, please change it. Deal mortal wounds.
I did not know that. I thought they always dealt mortal wounds.
Only on big vehicles, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I do believe everything that can shot has shot. So, Josh, I believe it's your turn.
Let's make it happen. So that's going to put it down to the bottom of 2. That was really dumb. So we're going to go ahead and start in the command phase. I do have a chaplain as well, so we're going to go ahead and do those litanies. Unfortunately, the litany that I have, I don't think I'm going to get to use. It is going to be words of power. I can go over that with you. But for the sake of a surprise, let's cover it when I think it'll matter. And it won't.
Let's hope you get these off.
And I don't on it too.
Well, I believe our chaplain studied at the same school.
So I'll go ahead and run these boys up there. So, cameraman, huh? Go ahead and
Deep is the water.
if you're gonna ask me. So go ahead and run that Dread Knight up there. I want to keep this big boy with the rest of the crowd. Run up strikes. In fact, I think I can actually make a lot of hit work on that. I think I'm actually going to put him there because that's going to keep him within my 6-inch reroll once the hit aura from my Grandmaster, who I hope looks distinctly different enough from the others to recognize.
I believe he does. He has shoulders and not a child on his chest.
Ah, yes, baby carrier jokes. They never get old, do they? And you know what? I will go ahead and advance that chaplain because I think I want to keep him with that other squad since they're the ones who are running up. That's a 1 on my advance. Don't like that. May not be worth it, but again, we're here to roll dice.
That is true, but you do know what we did forget? This chaplain's wonderful ability of feel no pain.
Apothecary?
That one.
Unfortunately, the way that the plasma rules are written on Inceptors and a bunch of models, again, infantry, plasma, change it, Games Workshop, it just says the model dies.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is unfortunate and is kind of a letdown on a 60-point model.
Yes, that is quite a letdown.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and re-roll that advance.
That's much better. That's
That
a
is
4.
that is significantly better. I will take it because these Terminator boys, which almost every Grey Knight guy is, are very, very slow. So I think that's going to be my movement. I still have some Paladins that are in deep strike, but they do not get to come in until turn 2. So let's go ahead and proceed on to Grey Knight's favorite phase, which is Psychic.
Wonderful.
Yes. Bit of a misplay there. What I could have done is advance these strikes and got them in range of that objective. And I could have done Purifying Ritual, which is one of my secondary objectives, and gotten some early points. But I didn't. So, mistake on my part. But this is a live and learn experience. What I unfortunately have to do now is smite you.
Oh, gracious me.
I know. What will you do?
Well, I do have a chaplain that has a pretty neat ability, but I do think you are way too far out of his range. Because I do believe it is 18 inches. And unfortunately, that is not enough here today.
Good enough. And it'll be coming from those boys, so you are way out of range.
That is true. But I do have a hidden secret up my sleeve.
Dark Angels, that's right. Good.
You are being watched.
I sure am. So, let's go ahead and start with them, since I know that that's what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and smite that squad of intercessors you have right there. Goes off on a 5. That is a 7. So that is D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds.
All right. This is where I get to use the other custom chapter tactic, which is Warded, which gives you a 5-up feel no pain against mortals, which is perfect for this army, but we'll see how I roll with how I've been rolling. Absolutely not. 4 and a 2. So unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to to one of my intercessors.
That is a whole Marine.
That is one whole 10 boy.
Perfect. So I'm glad that you get to be the 10 boys, considering I have the whole aluminum foil look.
That is true.
So I'll come back to him because I may end up smiting again.
That's terrifying.
I hoped it would be. So this guy, I fortunately did get on an objective, and he is a psyker, as is all of my boys. So that is going to be a purifying ritual roll, which goes off on a 5.
And this is a psychic action as opposed to a psychic spell.
Correct. So even if I had more than one cast, which I don't, I would not be able to perform them because this is an action. So
how do denies work with psychic action?
They are treated as a psychic test regardless. So you can automatically deny this with your watchers if you would like.
I will.
I'm glad to say you're not a jerk. Luke's not a jerk, everyone. So that does go off with an 8. So that is 1 purifying ritual tally for me. Boom. Yes, we have a whiteboard. So then I'm going to go to this Grand Master here. And I think that I am going to do, hopefully, sneaky things.
Well, sneaky things are kind of hard when you're in a 20-foot tall robot with a 10-foot long sword.
Tough. I am actually going to break my once per game. No, I won't. We'll come back to that. Again, another surprise. So I'm going to attempt to cast Gate of Infinity, which goes off on a 7. And if I get it, I get to pick up any model within 18 inches of him, including himself, not that it applies here, and move them more than 9 inches away from one of your models.
Ah.
So let's hope for a 7. That's an 8.
Appears to be a 7.
Luke, that's no 7. That's an 8.
Ah.
In fact, I will move him here because I just pre-measured it, and now I'm up the table and still on an objective mark.
That is true.
So hopefully that's going to add a little bit of pressure to you. Let me move my little hit point dice so we know that you did something to me on that first shooting.
That and then beat up this one Dread Knight. I say beat up, but he is still rather healthy.
Hey, listen, they're pretty chunky models, and I think you to get the wounds you got off of them is not bad. So with that said, that is going to be his cast. I've actually paid for Armory of Titan, I believe the stratagem is called, which is a pregame that lets me give models different relics. And you know what? Again, not coming into play. I'm full of surprises. So, but I did pay for the Warlord trait with Shield of Humanity, which is another pregame action to give that Apothecary Divination, because I'm running Prescient Brotherhood as my Brotherhood for these guys. So with that, I get to perform a psychic action. On a 6-up, I get a CP.
Oh, well, that is very handy.
Very close to paraling, too. That is a 10, 6 and 4. Ooh. But it does go off, so I have more CP to play with, which is good, because Grey Knights are actually a pretty CP-hungry army. I have overpriced strats, everyone, and it hurts. So then I am going to... I'm actually moving up the table a little quickly with you, so I don't know if I want to stay in Tide of Shadows or move into something that's a little bit more aggressive. I think I'm going to go ahead and change with that Chaplain and form Warp Shape, which goes off on a 4. That is an 8, 6 and 2. So I'm going to change.
Killing it with these psychic rolls today.
And I'm not even done. So that is going to let me change Tide of the Warp to Tide of Convergence, which will give me, whenever I make a wounding roll with a Nemesis weapon, everything has a Nemesis weapon except for that Chaplain, I deal a mortal wound on 6s. So up to a cap on 6 per unit. But never rolled that high, and I probably never will. So
let's hope it doesn't happen today.
Luke, I hope you're the first.
Wonderful.
And that will also give a 6-inch range to my psi weapons, which are only being packed by my Dread Knights.
Yeah.
But again, I'm so close up to the table is the only reason I'm changing the Tide of the Warp, so I don't think that part's going to matter. So then I guess I'll just I'll just see if I can get a smite off on that last Inceptor and see if I can blow him off the table with a good old 3 damage smite. Smiting for warp charge of 6. That is an 8. Oh man, boy, do I hope I get it. And somebody stops texting me.
I hope you get a 1. That looks like a 6. So
Let's
unfortunately,
go.
those are mortals.
Yes.
So now I get to use my rewarded custom chapter tactic.
Please.
And I'm looking for 5 ups on these. Unfortunately, I only got 1 5.
But that keeps him on the table.
That does keep him alive, but
that
he is very weak.
Irritating.
I would hope it was.
Don't worry, you got what you wanted. So then, then we'll come back to this Dread Knight, and I think I'm gonna smite those guys again. Actually, I think I'm gonna cast Hammer Hand on them, which goes off on a 6, and if I do get it, I get to do full rerolls on my wound rolls in melee. So
wonderful.
Yeah. So looking for 6s. Well, it finally happened. I failed my first psychic test of the game. That is only a 4.
Wonderful. I am rather thrilled by that.
I would imagine you would.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So then these Terminators.
That's all we are.
He's not wrong. Listen, so these Terminators, I actually moved into another objective, and I'm going to attempt to perform Purifying Ritual again. And that is going to go off on exactly a 5, 4, and a 1.
I do believe I will use my watched ability to deny you that point.
I like that you would use it on that and not the 3 damage smite. You petty jerk.
I survived with the 3 damage smite. Now you just don't get any points.
I don't get any extra points for that. So on a point game, you are denying me, which hurts because that's a psychic action. I can't do anything else with this, guys. So I think that's actually going to be my psychic phase for this turn. So I'm going to go ahead on
Grey Knight. Long psychic phase.
1,000 Suns, even longer psychic phase.
Now you listen here.
So I'm going to go on to shooting. Unfortunately, that Inceptor is only 1 model now, so he is not giving Lookout Sir to that Apothecary anymore.
That is not.
And he is not the
furthest
target from other models that he's around.
So he is getting lit up.
Yes, he is. So, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do what people tell you not to do, right? And I'm going to split fire because I want... Now, I'm actually going to put everything into that Apothecary because I have bolters that I'm hoping I can lay down with the volume fire into that last Inceptor because even if it kills you, those plasmas hurt.
Yes, those plasmas do hurt, but volume fire can make waves.
Yeah, it can ruin your day.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with that heavy Psy Cannon, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s for the Grand Master. That is all hits. Nothing below a 3 there.
Wonderful. Don't like that. Not a bit.
Strength 8 to toughness
4. 5. It is Gravis armor.
The Apothecary?
Is 4. I misspoke.
No worries at all.
You can get pretty confused in this game. It happens to me a lot.
It's going to happen. Wounding on 2s. Eek. I roll 2 1s. That is 4, however, at -2.
-2, I do believe that puts me up to a 5-up save, as the Apothecary does not have an invulnerable.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he doesn't.
He does not.
He will get his own Feel No Pain, however.
Well, that is wonderful news. So we're looking for 5s right here. We got 1 6, a 3, and a 1.
Okay.
That is how much damage?
2 each.
2 each. Now we got to roll 4 6-up Feel No Pain?
6 ups, yep.
Yes.
Sure is.
I believe.
You made him a chief apothecary, didn't you?
I did indeed.
Oh, he's got to go. I can't have you bring him back Inceptors.
And you know what? He has 5 wounds. So if I pass some of these, he might still live.
I don't know. Okay. Well, here's to hoping.
Unfortunately, I passed exactly none of them. 3 5s and a 2. So that is
4 damage total.
4 damage total. So he is living pretty sweet on 1.
I got the heavy incinerator coming your way. So that is 2d6 shots.
Oh, no.
8 hits.
I don't like that number.
Because flamers auto hit. And I love them. There's a lot of criticism on putting flamers on, or incinerators on the Dread Knights. I think they are terrific, and I will always do so.
So far, I don't like them.
Wounding on 3s because strength 6.
Yes, wonderful.
Uh,
I see a 2 and a 1 there. I'm
so
happy to see that.
I got 2 6s and 2 5s, but also 4 1s.
That is probably the best thing I'm going to hear all night.
That is 4 at -1.
4 at -1.
I think that's going to be 4-ups for you.
That is indeed. I'll still get my feel no pain if I fail these. And unfortunately, I failed 2.
Oh, you have to make both of these.
I have to make both of these.
He's off the table.
As we call them, box cards. Double 6s, or my apothecary marriages.
You never get those unless it's perils.
That is also true, and I hate you that you mentioned that. But unfortunately, I got a 4 and a 2, so my apothecary has bit the dust.
Let's go.
Which means I cannot bring models back or give anything in a 3-inch bubble, 6-inch bubble,
I think it's 3.
3-inch bubble. I feel no pain.
I think. I'd look it up, but I don't think it's relevant anymore.
That is true.
So,
good.
So then I'm going to put that strike squad there, storm bolters, into that inceptor. Am I within rapid fire?
I would say no.
I'm definitely not, but that's
Wonderful.
okay. That's still about 10 shots coming away, I believe.
That is
4,
not good.
5. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Okay. I dropped some of these dice. Unfortunately, I didn't get much out of my re-roll from the Grandmaster,
Well,
but we're going to go on anyways. This is strength 4 into toughness 5, correct?
yes, because they are in gravis armor.
Stupid gravis armor. Even though that they're my models. But whatever. Wounding on 5s. You know what? That's actually pretty good for what this is. I dropped 2 of them, but I keep 4. So that is 4 at no AP.
All right, that puts me up to.
A 3-up, I believe. But also, I only need you to fail 1.
That is true.
Only need you to fail 1.
Yes, I am at a 3-up. So, if I fail even one of these, which, as luck would have it, I don't have much, and I do fail exactly 2, a 1 and a 2. So this Inceptor, unfortunately, bit the dust.
Okay, great.
Thousand Suns pump.
Good. Good. So, I don't like the pressure that those aggressors could put on my Terminators, because even though they'd only be hitting on 4s in a charge, those are still basically Power Fist, and that could actually tear through these boys easier than I'd care to admit. So, I'm going to go ahead and put everything from this Dread Knight into them. So,
Not a fan of that at all.
I don't get any rerolls because he's too far from the Grandmaster, so he's sort of riding solo on this. So hitting on 3s.
You've been rolling pretty hot. I say that, but I think I see.
And then I drop half my dice. 1s and 2s, but I keep 3 of them. So that is toughness 5 again, because that's Gravis armor. And
Yes.
Gravis armor is not good.
It's wonderful.
Terminator.
And I approve.
Okay, so wounding on 3s. I drop 1 on a 2, but that is 2 wounding hits at -2 AP.
All right, so that brings me up to a 5-up. Let's hope I get lucky. I got 1.
So that is 2 damage into those boys.
Thankfully, with Gravis armor, most Gravis armor, if not all, have 3 wounds. So they're basically Primaris Terminators.
Without an invuln.
Without an invuln, which is the part that sucks.
Feel about that how you will. So then
I don't like it.
the
Not a
heavy
fan.
incinerator is going to be 2d6 shots.
That
Man,
looks like 11,
that is 11 hits.
which is what you got last time, was it not?
No, I 8 hits last time. So
Well-
this is worse than it was before. Which is great because I actually have a good chunk of models to take out. So that's 8, and that's 11. So these boys already hit, because again, flamers are awesome. And it's strength 6 and the toughness 5, so I'm still wounding you on 3s.
Yep.
That is 1s, 2s, more 1s. But that's actually not that bad. That is 7 at -1.
7 at -1. That I don't like. So now I have 3 models, and this does how much damage?
If you fail all of these, I'll actually pick up the unit.
I would prefer that not to happen. What was the AP on this?
1.
All right, so that'll bring me up to a 4 up.
Oh,
So
man.
I
If
would
you roll
like
nothing but 3s, I'll feel joy in my heart like I
I
never
might
have
throw a
before.
flip flop at you to be completely honest for putting bad juju on me like that.
Great.
I would like to just fail 1, so I just lose 1 model.
Let's not act like you wouldn't love to roll 3s any other time.
Well, you know what? I rolled 4 fails and
Oh,
3
no.
successes. So
That's
that
2
is-
models.
That is indeed just straight up
Man,
2 dead boys.
what a rough shooting on that.
Like these green giant tin men aren't super good.
I don't think there's anywhere to say it. I think I'm rolling pretty hot for now, but now that I've said it, hopefully that's sort of the edge you need because I'm definitely going to jinx myself.
Oh yeah,
So
but we'll see how it plays out.
So again, you're welcome.
Well, thank you.
So then I'm going to put
Take all the
everything.
help I can get.
I'm going to put everything from those Terminators into that Gravis because even though they attempt to perform a psychic action, that doesn't actually lock up their shooting or fighting.
Yes.
Which I personally like as a Psychic Army, but I'm sure some people will have some opinions on. But also, they're not here, so who cares?
That is very true.
That is going to be max shots or rapid fire all the time for Bolter Discipline and the Terminators. And Terminators are awesome. They're better Gravis.
You're just rubbing it in, aren't you?
Listen,
Why don't you go back to your dusty library and read your weird books and go talk to weird demons?
listen. I'm as beefy as I am brainy. We are student athletes, and I will not take any other explanation. So,
the Decathlon looking little nerd.
yeah. Hitting on 3s. 1s, 2s, 1s, 2s. Oh, man. That is going to be 7 dice that I've dropped. But that's actually not bad out of like 20 shots.
That is true.
But now here's where I think I'm actually going to lose a bunch. That is going to be T4 going into toughness 5. So wounding on 5s. Woo!
I think at least 2. Your dice are pretty hard to see from this far away.
Yeah, I dropped more than half of those. Let's see.
I like that.
I dropped 7 dice, but fortunately I got something in here, and it should hopefully be enough to take out that Gravis boy. I just need you to not roll 3s like I was taunting you with earlier. That is going to be 5 hits at no AP.
Well, that is a 3-up save, and I do believe that the Lone Ranger, the aggressor, will survive this one. And he does with 1.
Oh my god.
I don't know what it is with me failing 2 things all the time, but you know what?
You just don't quit, man.
I just don't quit. We
Oh
keep
my
going.
goodness.
For the Emperor.
Listen, I'm for that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're shooting at
I got the gene seed, man. What are you talking about?
shooting at his first Legion. I don't think he'd appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, heresy.
Yeah, you weren't there.
Heresy. What's up with the fallen, man? So
I don't know. Where were you to stop him? You weren't around then, were you?
weren't formed. So then I think, yeah, that will put me in range because my Grandmaster is the only one that isn't running Psych Cannons Incinerators. He actually is running the Gatling Onslaught, the Gatling Silencer and the Heavy Psych Cannon. And with the Tide of Convergence, which I switched to, that is going to give me the range I need to hit those heavy intercessors.
Oh no! Thankfully, they will get a +1 for that little pipe. That is
And
in front of their feet.
I hate to ruin your parade or rain on it, but I am going to spend a CP on a strat, which is Psychic Onslaught, which is going to increase the strength of my psi weapons by 1 and increase their AP by 1. So I'm going to effectively negate your cover.
Well, I will answer that with a wonderful transhuman physiology.
I knew it. Okay. So, let's see how this goes. Hitting on 2s. Since I haven't dropped dice yet, I'm also going to spend another CP to reroll 1s to hit and wound, which is a Prescient Brethren strat called Foresight. So, I'm going to make the most out of this. So, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. There isn't anything below a 3, so
Wonderful.
that's half of that strat wasted. So this
Better
is,
safe than sorry, though.
I think so. Strength 9 and the toughness 5, so wounding on 3s. I got 2 1s.
Wounding on 4s.
You're 100. You're right. Yes. Yeah. I already forgot. I'm the worst, huh?
I do believe you still got 4 or 3.
Yeah, I got 1 back on that foresight roll, so that's really worth. That is going to be 4 wounding hits at -3 after Psychic Onslaught.
-3.
Uh-huh.
So with the pipe, that is a +1. So would that be a 5, or would that just be a 6?
No, that you'll go back down to a 5 up.
Alrighty then.
Feel free to not make it though. You're not gonna hurt my
I would
feelings.
appreciate that I made it.
Good.
Granted, I have
Selfish.
had
Selfish.
3 units of gravis. You have whittled them away.
You got
Devil
it.
of a man. And I have only made 1.
Ooh.
I'm sensing a pattern. I don't like it. So
that is 2 damage each.
So that is.
That's going to overkill one model, I believe, and leave
Yes.
another with 1.
It is.
Maths.
Gary, no.
Warhammer Maths. Pick it up quick or you don't.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I'm not going to pick up him because that is my sergeant. I will take from the back.
So then I've got the Gatling Silencer, which is going to be 12 shots. 8, 12. So hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s for foresight. I only dropped 1 die, and it was a 2, so I don't get to re-roll it. So
Hey, I'll take that.
let's see if I roll 1s on my wounding. So I would actually be wounding you on 3s because it goes up to strength 6 to your toughness 5 with psychic onslaught. But you've made that kind of pointless.
Yes, I have. Because transhuman, no matter what modifier you have, you can only wound them on a 4 up.
Just because we're here to complain, my version of that strat costs twice as much as his.
That's because we're better.
No.
Go base Space Marines.
So that is wounding on force, rerolling 1s.
The Emperor didn't throw us away in the warp on a planet from Jupiter or something. I don't know their lore. I'm just here to roll dice.
Hey, close enough, man. Close enough. Fortunately for me, that is still going to be 8 wounding hits at -2 with psychic onslaught.
Well, I don't like that at all.
So you're looking at 8 4-ups.
8 4-ups. That's wonderful. Ooh. And it seems the pattern has continued.
Oh, man.
That is 2 overkilled models.
That is 1 wound each, so there is no overkill. These are going into them perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
How many did you fail?
Let's see here. I have failed exactly 5, 2 2s, 2 1s, and a 3. So you said these do 2 damage apiece?
Just 1.
Just 1?
Yeah, the strat did not increase their damage.
All right, so 2 are dead because 1 is wounded.
Let's go.
And then 1 has been brought down. 2.
Man.
You are killing it.
Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with.
That's okay though. These aren't my models, and he's just killing himself.
So, hopefully we can get a little bit more done. Unfortunately, this is not going to be able to be a full game, so we're probably going to have to wrap up here soon. But let's see what I can do in the meantime. I don't think a lot. I don't know if a charge is worth making, but let's see if I can finish off that aggressor. I'm thinking that's going to be a 10-inch charge. Let's see if I get it.
The way you've been rolling, you could probably make that. Easy peasy.
That's an 8, and I don't get it. But we're in the Hail Mary side of this, so let's see if I can get it.
Absolutely
That's
not.
way worse.
Those are my rolls. You can't have them.
Take them back, please. I don't want them.
No, you know what? I changed my mind. You can have them.
Great. I think that's going to be my turn. I'll turn it over to you. That will go to the top of 2. But I don't know if we're going to have that much time to really get into it.
I don't believe so. So I can either speedball this, or we can just kind of go over an overview if you would like.
Sure. Unfortunately, I don't think the game went far enough to really get a good sense of what we would or should have done different, other than tell you to not roll so many 1s.
That I can't help. The dice gods aren't a fan of me. Don't know why.
Well, the Emperor protects and he picks his favorite sons and he gives his least favorite all the 1s.
Well, we're called the First Legion, and you're called, we were stuck on Titan in the warp for 40 years.
Get your own gene seed. So,
I did. It came from our dad.
Anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in at Arcus Gaming, downtown Dalton, Georgia. Hope to see you again.